So I heard him say that after a storm comes a calm, and the expected rebuilding when buildings collapse captures the reoccurring cycle of the pursuit of happiness. The good feeling of healing after bones break. It takes a man to understand the beauty of a butterfly's cocoon. Not the butterfly, but the cocoon. Like the same tool they used to crucify Christ, it's the same tool we use to beautify life in its entirety. Life fulfilled in Him. Even when sin stings, we sing hymns to fling us right into His love. It's the God-given pain reliever that makes believers pray with our faces to the carpet, painfully humbling ourselves to be exalted. Because we're just like Paul, who saw signs saying, don't covet, but we coveted. The law made us know we ain't righteous and have a love of sin. It's interesting how things happen. Two things coexist, like poetry and rapping. Because the same book that convicts us can uplift us and give us hope. So we take Christ's yoke, even though it's still like a burden and nothing comes easy, His way is still better, believe me. Because being stuck in between a rock and a hard place makes faith grow stronger. No longer afraid of the trials that comes with the image we are tied to. We have died to our own existence, insisting to exist for His strength only. And this brings perseverance and patience, homie. I'm talking about sovereignty experienced, loving Christ through obedience, analyzing the good that comes from the bad and be glad we know the difference, looking at the dash of life on two separate pieces of paper in one book, like the moment idols go idle, by God's grace someone hands us a Bible, and we can't stomach the counsel of the ungodly, yet it still isn't robbery to sit and eat with sinners for the sake of the gospel. This is the grand paradoxical death bringing life, the blood that brings love from the resurrected Christ. And you know what? I learned the love of our Father when I became a father. Looking at my son in his innocence, knowing that he's not always going to be diligent, and I'm going to have to forgive him even after I whip him. And I hope my discipline won't cripple him, but that his training and endurance produces righteousness. This depicts the goodness of our Lord, how He prunes who He loves, then gives His sons a reward, how He takes away what we don't need, then heals our wounds when He bleeds, like the story of the fall of Adam and Madam Eve, how they got kicked out the garden so their sins could be pardoned. God didn't just sweep it under the rug like an unjust judge. Justice reigned in Eden that day. So I say, what a way to look at life. What a way to never question God's love for us, even while being crushed by some of the corrupt systems that we live in. What a way to meditate and wait for the day we see God face to face and He rolls out what we would call a personal profile of every honorable yet horrendous thing we ever did, and say, even though we sinned, we get to come in because of Him. What a way to be bold in this cold, cold world, and to be light and salt in this dark and tasteless generation. This calls for celebration. So now we find strength from weakness and a legacy through meekness. And Christ tells us we got to hand over our lives if we want to keep it, and for some reason I believe Him. Because to live is Christ, and to die is gain. Thank you.